Hello, hello to all of our life learners. Today we are doing our follow through episode on the Business of Life Masterclass podcast from our interview with Annette Scott. Her original episode aired on June 10th, and the topic is taking the plunge and getting real. Barb Zant here, media sales leader and founder of the lifestyle brand and blog, The Stay at Work Mom.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Debbie Lundberg, performance, mindset, and resilience coach with Presenting Powerfully. Well, Annette was, of course, jumped right in. She plunged right in as she does every day and everything that she does, Barb. What a joy. We met her about 4 years ago
Yeah.
now at Kodawari when Ryan Halo, who was also a guest on the show, introduced the idea to us, which was really cool. And we started sonical plunging and never stopped.
And several of the guests had mentioned it in their episodes that they
Yes.
also, I just love how everything is connected. And I love that this is, probably one of the things for me that I've kept for 5 years. There are lots of things that I implement either during the week or on the weekends, but the cold plunge, and now Annette has helped us. And I think you organized it. We do a birthday celebration once a month with
Yes. I do that through Trisha at Revivery because Annette's a co-owner there, but Trisha runs it. So Trisha does that with me and it's terrific. And I've gone to all three of the ones that Annette has. Annette has Kodawari, which is all hers. And that is large, lots of offerings there. And then Hot Box Cold Plunge I went to as well, which is in Seminole Heights, and then Revivery, which is just west of Tampa, so the northwest side. So yeah, lots of
I,
things.
that
She
location's fabulous.
That location is beautiful and luxurious. Now nobody has been given birth in a taxi cab that I know
That's
of
the first.
since the first time that Annette had that happen. But she really does hit the ground running and talk about. She likes to assist people, and yet people may remember in her intro, it was something like she's fluent in sailor with a something accent. I mean, it's very much she's right there letting you know how she feels. And of course, we love that. And I know some people may not, and that's okay because Annette also would be okay with that. She wants people to find their people, and boy, she's got a lot of them following her. And her morning shenanigans are super funny on Instagram. If
Yes.
you
So
ever,
that is one thing I did immediately
yes,
after, because I had followed her, but I hadn't watched the morning inspiration,
she's
the
always
gratitude. Yeah.
she's always messing with her little hair things. And then she told us that from doing so much sauna, you can get these little growths of hair and these little wispies of hair, which I mean she has fun with, but I'm going to be very mindful of it.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
her walk up music didn't surprise me, and yet I thought it would be really fast because she gets right into things. But that Odessa, this version of you, is very mood setting music, and I could see that playing for a date night or for a morning. I mean, I could see it in a lot of different applications. Not when she said the walk up music, I had pictured it more intense, but neither you nor I had listened to that music before, and now we've listened to it together.
Yeah. And I like it. And it is totally Annette.
It's totally Annette. So if anybody ever life learners wants to have a mood setting, and I believe you could take it in any mood, but that music is really, I want to say seductive, but I don't mean that in any way other than it's compelling. Perhaps it's better to say it's compelling.
And same with her walk off music. Grandmother Speaks. It was very much the same.
Well, I found that very tribal, and what it was is like that beat that that it was almost like I pictured her walking off and people were following her then.
Yeah.
I don't know if she means it that way, but certainly it feels that way. Like, oh, I would follow this person. I would follow her beat.
And I
That
liked it for nighttime music,
yes,
relaxing.
I agree. I
So I
agree.
thought both of them had the beat of very relaxing for me spa. And, I can't wait to put those onto our playlist.
Yes, we'll add them to the playlist. So she has the whole start the kettle, get the dog out. She does her Instagram, post the vibration plate, cold plunge.
Wake up time of 6:45 to 7. How
I
great
know
is
you love
that?
that.
I do. I do.
And then she has her gratitude practice by 8:15, which is where everybody can find her on Instagram about what we were talking. But she says, get right and get ready. And
Get
that's
right and get ready. And I love those little, you know, inspiration plates. I have them. And so that is one I want to add. Get right, get ready. I really liked that. And sleep hygiene.
yes.
So that was her number two question. And I felt like it was a theme that we hear quite a bit now. And it is something that I have been working on for months and months. And I have a little device that tells me how poorly I'm doing every day. But I will continue to work on that. And I'm going to listen to that nighttime music. I am labeling it nighttime music
Yes, it's your
tonight.
walk off music, but
Yeah,
now we think it's nighttime music.
with the sleep. She even said sleep is the answer.
She said
And
sleep is the answer for anything. Sleep is
yeah,
the answer. And if you ever take her sessions, her guided sessions, she does talk a lot about sleep in those too. She is practicing what she promotes, and she is consistent. She said it was first foundational. So I can thank Annette and to a certain extent, because you were kind enough to gift Michael and me the tracking devices too, because I was using my Apple Watch, but with my phone now, it doesn't always track it. And even though they're Apple, I think Apple does that just to get us to buy something else. So we will be tracking along. You, Michael, and I will be tracking along
yeah.
on your sleep.
And we can follow. And the Garmin, you and Michael are athletes, and the Garmin is really good for that. And it tracks your sleep and your stress, and then it tells you where you can improve, and it tells you exactly the hour that you wake up. Although I know because I look at the clock, but it does show you a graph. So it is very great. Vibration plate, she also works that into her morning routine. And did you have one back in the day?
We did. We lost it in the hurricane. So
Yeah.
we called it Stop, South Tampa's only power plate, because it was the power plate brand. What I have done because we don't have that right now, and I don't know that we're going to get another one for the new house. I did do an adaptation because of Annette saying that. I've been doing this lymphatic drainage where
Yeah.
you flap your arms and you squat, and I do feel like it's really good because I feel good with it. I feel silly sometimes doing it, and then I laugh. I found someone to follow, and I'll send it to you, because I've been doing it in the morning. I come back from my run, do my weights, and I do that. And it's like the arms across. It's like but you don't control it at all. You let your arms flap, and there's leg lifts and different things and turning. And I don't feel like I have any inflammation.
I would love to see that because I looked at the vibration plates and they're all huge. And I live in South Tampa, and South Tampa does not have storage. Now we are doing our outside gym. We're redoing that, so I have a little bit more room. But let me try yours. But I loved the vibration plates.
And
Um,
there are smaller ones. Now I can send you one from a woman on Instagram that this is a really good one for you, since you're interested in the vibration plate, and since we had one. Now I
yeah,
had one to rehab my calf when I completely tore all the muscles in my calf years ago. But I was going to a place, and we ended up buying one because the travel there and the cost of every session, it made sense to buy it, and we knew we'd have more injuries in our lives. It's just the way we are with being athletic. So there's this one where she shows you a $400 plate versus what she shows. So you can follow right along and how you do everything. I've done hers too. So
yeah, I'd love to see that.
I've been doing this lymphatic, a lot of them call it lymphatic drainage. Some of them call it fascia reset. I've been doing a lot of that, especially since we got our lenses replaced. All right. So Annette was talking about how grateful she was until age 14 to have her parents and grandparents. And I will say that made me reflect on my grandparents in
Yeah,
so many wonderful times. I had my grandparents until into my 40s. So that was wonderful. She said it was a constant consistent presence of a constant protector. And I thought about that how we now form our tribes and protect one another. And I feel like Annette would appreciate that.
And she talked about mentoring as well.
Yeah. And
And it
being
was all wrapped into
Buddhist.
her, yeah, the Buddhist
Hmm. And yet something that
self-care.
you and I know about her, but doesn't come across sometimes is safety first. I mean, she really does care. She was one of the first people I ended up telling about the thyroid cancer diagnosis simply because I found out and I was at Kodawari like the next day and one of
Yeah,
the,
I was with you.
yes. And so remember sharing that she was so caring about
Yeah.
it. And then when we lost everything, I was on a monthly and she quickly, stopped that and said, whenever you're ready. I mean, everything about her, I mean, she has such a great sense of humor and she's very forward focused and very outspoken. And yet at the core, that safety first, I know it's true. I don't just believe
Oh,
it's true.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. She says, nothing is achieved through harshness. Be kind, be clear, and like you said, self care, because life is a sacred thing. And she really does have a lot of those, stop telling yourself I'll sleep when I'm dead. I mean, as you said, it's like she could work sleep in any which way. Any question we asked, she would get back to,
Sleep is the
get
answer.
get your sleep done, get your meditation in the morning, Instagram, sleep, but take a nap. I figured we didn't ask her that, but I'm sure she's pro nap as well. I'm guessing. I
I
don't know
would
that.
guess I would guess. She's my favorite instructor, so I always request her, and I requested her for my birthday monthly, session that we have coming up.
It's coming up here in June because that is your birthday month, and that's going to be exciting. And so really as we close it out, I'd say that if there's so many things from Annette, from how you treat yourself to how you treat others and caring and flying places to see. I mean, she talked about flying to see that the baby that had been born in the
Yeah.
cab. I mean, she does go that extra mile. And that reminded me of my college graduation in, and I could go into that. Lawrence Kasdan, Star Wars. Well, I mean, he wrote and directed The Big Chill, and it was about University of Michigan because he went there. But his whole thing was if your friend gets married, go. If your friend, if something happens, be there. Your friends are more important than your financial situation or your status, was really what he was saying. I'd leave it with hers is be kind and I mean, and what did she say? And wash her behind. Be kind and wash her behind.
Yeah, I think she did, especially with the therapy, the cold plunge and, um, yeah, and she talks about that in some of her sessions.
She does. So I'm going to keep the vibration plate adaptation and checking her out on in her morning ritual whenever possible. And sometimes I see him after. And also keep the be kind, wash her behind. I'm going to keep that in my life. How about you?
Oh, yeah, well, the sleep,
Oh, the
the
sleep.
plate,
Yes.
the vibration plate, and then, continuing to follow her on Instagram and watch the gratitude and continuing with the cold plunges.
Good point. That's true. We're doing that. We've got yours coming up.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
All right. Please know, listeners, that you can stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook at the Business of Life Masterclass, me on Instagram at the Stay at Work Mom, and Debbie Lundberg is Debbie Lundberg most everywhere. Debbie is Debbie Lundberg Coach on TikTok. If you like what you heard, please rate us 5 stars. We are committed to providing you with 5-star guests just like Annette. So stay tuned and thank you for joining us for this episode of the Business of Life Masterclass, the podcast for successful people embracing every chance to accomplish and experience all you can in business and in life.
Listen, choose, do. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have ever thought, gosh, I'd like a collaborator, I wonder what else I could do, it's likely that the answer is a coach. Hi, I'm Debbie Lundberg, Performance and Mindset Coach with Presenting Powerfully. And if you would like confidential coaching to drive you to the next idea, the next role, or even to figure out your own brand, please reach out to us at Presenting Powerfully, 813-494-4438. Thank you.